That was Bud Grant. Bud Grant lived out his retirement in his Bloomington home, and some of his final days ended up being captured on camera.
Rose Schmidt joining us now. And so, Rose, you were able to talk to his close friend who didn't know that when he did this, he snapped a picture of Bud and it would be the last one.
Well, Kelsey, we always think we have more time with the people we love. Grant was 95, but his close friends thought they would get more stories, more memories. Luckily, they do have something else to hold on to now.
It's great that, he's always been the first one right there.
The very first thing you see when you walk in Buddy Becker's home, the Vikings legend that was Bud Grant.
Yeah, it's a good conversation piece when people come over.
Buddy's basement, an incredible tribute to the purple and gold and the man who led them to 4 Super Bowls.
Bud grew up in Superior, just south of there, and so did I.
Their friendship, built on ties to the Badger State, but went much deeper.
He's always asking about how my family was, how's my son, and how's Tommy doing?
This basement is also QB Tommy Kramer's basement, who introduced his friend Buddy to his former coach, Bud.
He was a tremendous athlete.
Who became a Minnesota man through and through.
So they're introducing everybody, and here comes Bud out there with his short sleeves shirt on. Man, it was cold.
Buddy, who's in the real estate business, was visiting Bud at his Bloomington home Thursday night. His partner Pat suggested they start talking about downsizing, but Bud wouldn't hear of it.
This is where I want to die, he told me, is in my home. He said, I've raised a good family, I've taken care of the kids, my grandkids are taken care of. I'm not a rich man, but I've done things the right way, I believe.
After that, Bud pulled out an article about his days with the Minneapolis-Lakers. And that's when Buddy snapped this photo and took this video.
I took it more from my son. My son loves basketball, and he's 14 years old now, and he goes with me to visit Bud sometimes, and they talk basketball, and I wanted him to see that article.
So now, as Buddy and Tommy look around their home, a new image holds a special place of honor.
It was the last picture taken of him on Thursday evening there. So, yeah. So I guess we'll always have that, and with the memories, of course.
Buddy and Bud wanted to visit a Wisconsin supper club together, but sadly, they never got the chance. So now Buddy plans to take Bud's partner Pat and Tommy up there for dinner as a way to honor their friend, Bud Grant. Back to you, Rady.
Oh, Bud would just love that right there.
Such an amazing life and so many stories.
To take a closer look at Bud's coaching career, we want to bring in Ahmad Hicks.
Yeah, and when you think of legends with the Vikings, Bud Grant is one of the big names that rises to the top.
There are a lot of big names when you think about the Minnesota Vikings and their legends, but Bud Grant is the Minnesota Viking epitome, what it means to be, bold people of the North and, everything Minnesota Vikings. So I've only been here for a short time, but I understand his legacy and his impact, and it's been reached far and beyond, that's for sure. When you look up what it means to be a Minnesota Viking, a picture of Bud Grant should be right next to the explanation. After a successful stint coaching in Canada, Grant took over a franchise in need of a facelift back in 1967. They would get that and a total makeover. Within 4 seasons, Grant's Vikings were playing in Super Bowls, and he was named the NFL Coach of the Year in 1969. Despite never winning a Super Bowl, Grant and his Vikings had a .621 winning percentage and won 10 or more games 7 times between 1969 and 1976. In 1983, he retired at a young age, choosing to live his happy life while he still could. But after 1 season off and the Vikings finishing 3-13, Grant was persuaded to come back and restore the brand he had once built. The Vikings wrapped up the 1985 season with a 7-9 record before Grant chose to retire again. When asked what made a good coach in a New York Times article, Grant said you need a patient wife, a loyal dog, and a great quarterback, but not in that order. He went on to say he was blessed with all 3 of those things, and when he did have some extra time, he did not choose to spend it with the quarterback.
No, he did
not. So
he loved the outdoors too.
Yeah,
that's one thing
he loved the outdoors, and in that New York Times article, they talked about how he would go hunting before going to practice at 4:30 in the morning, spend a couple of hours out there, and then go to the facilities all day, and was home for dinner, which much NFL coaches aren't home for dinner on most nights. They don't get home until 9 or 10. So he was a coach that lived a full life.
Yeah, so many layers to that interesting life, and so many times he cheated death too.
Oh yeah,
it's just
he lived to talk about that.
He's tough.
Yeah.
He never
He's
knew
a
why.
tough guy. Yeah. I wish we could all be half as tough as him.
Thanks, Ahmad.
Half of Minnesota feels that way.
Right.
Well.